What if I told you a $30,000 investment could generate $2,000 every single month without you lifting a finger? Sounds like a scam, right? But Elon Musk just leaked the math behind Tesla Bot Gen 3, and Wall Street analysts are calling it the most underpriced asset of the decade. Morgan Stanley claims each unit could deliver $200,000 in net present value by replacing two full-time workers at $5 per hour. While you sleep, it works factory shifts, cleans offices, handles logistics. The robot doesn't call in sick, doesn't demand raises, never quits. Here's the part nobody's talking about. This isn't just about owning a helper. It's about owning a workforce of one that pays you back in just 15 months, then prints pure profit for years. But can a robot really cook your breakfast, guard your home, and fund your retirement? The answer might change how you think about money forever. Let's break down exactly how this $30,000 robot turns into a cash-generating asset. Because the numbers Musk leaked aren't just impressive, they're economically disruptive in ways most people haven't fully grasped yet. Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas didn't pull the $200,000 valuation out of thin air. He calculated that one Optimus working at an operational cost of $5 per hour effectively replaces two human workers earning $25 per hour each. That's $50 per hour in labor savings, roughly $400 per day on double shifts. Over 5 years of continuous operation, you're looking at more than $700,000 in replaced labor costs. Even after subtracting maintenance, electricity, and the initial investment, you still land at approximately $200,000 in net present value per unit. But here's what Wall Street missed. You don't need to own a factory to capitalize on this. You just need to think like a business owner instead of a consumer. Small restaurants are hemorrhaging cash on labor costs that now represent 30 to 35% of revenue. A single Optimus handling dishwashing, basic food prep, and repetitive cooking replaces 2 to 3 part-time workers earning $15 to $18 per hour. That's $6,000 to $8,000 monthly in direct savings. Even at half that workload initially, you're saving $3,000 to $4,000 monthly, achieving payback in under 10 months. Everything after is pure profit. Warehouses present even stronger economics. Amazon pays workers $17 to $19 per hour, plus benefits adding 30 to 40% to costs. Optimus runs 22-hour shifts on one charge, never calls in sick, and doesn't require overnight premiums that spike costs 20 to 30%. One robot handles sorting, packing, and inventory management across graveyard shifts when human labor is most expensive and hardest to staff. Now here's where Musk's strategy gets genuinely innovative. The rental model Tesla quietly hinted at transforms Optimus from capital expense into income generator. You purchase it for household use, but rent it out through Tesla's network during hours you don't need it. Early estimates suggest $2,000 to $2,500 monthly for commercial applications. You cover financing, pocket the difference, and Tesla handles logistics and maintenance through over-the-air updates. The robot pays for itself while building experience that makes it more valuable in your own home. Think Airbnb, but for humanoid labor. But all of this collapses if the robot can't actually perform real tasks, and that's where every other company has failed spectacularly. You've seen the videos. Chinese humanoid robots executing perfect backflips, playing championship ping pong, performing martial arts on lit stages. Ask yourself the simplest question. What happened after cameras turned off? Almost universally nothing, because those robots were engineered to impress investors, not to work. China's robotics industry optimizes for media coverage and government subsidies. A robot that backflips requires sophisticated balance algorithms that look impressive, but that same robot cannot hold an egg without cracking it, cannot navigate cluttered rooms without pre-mapped routes, and cannot adapt when conditions change unexpectedly. Tesla inverted the entire philosophy. While competitors focused on making robots move like humans, Tesla focused on making robots work like humans. Optimus Gen 3 doesn't backflip because it doesn't need to. Instead, it has 22 degrees of freedom in each hand, currently the highest of any production humanoid robot globally. Those hands grip wine glasses with exactly 2.3 newtons of force, crack eggs without breaking yolks, fold shirts along proper creases, and operate vacuum cleaners using standard controls. These aren't party tricks. These are manipulations required to perform tasks people actually pay for. The design evolution tells everything. Examine Optimus 2.5. Smooth panels, covered joints, minimal exposed wiring, a design saying consumer product ready for your living room. Compare that to Chinese robots, exposed servos, rough panel gaps, industrial frames screaming, "Don't touch outside labs." This gap exists because Tesla spent 15 years manufacturing millions of vehicles with micrometer tolerances, developing supply chains sourcing hundreds of thousands of components reliably. Chinese robotics companies are still making one demo unit for trade shows. The AI gap might be wider. Optimus runs on computer vision Tesla developed through billions of miles of driving data for full self-driving. 8 2D cameras provide 360-degree awareness. Neural networks recognize thousands of objects in varying lighting, and critically, it learns new tasks by watching YouTube videos and transferring visual lessons into physical movements. Musk confirmed Optimus acquires up to 100 new tasks daily through observation learning. Chinese robots rely on pre-programmed scripts in controlled environments. Change one variable and watch them freeze. This brings us to the revenue model almost everyone misunderstood, and why early adopters will have decade-long advantages. Tesla isn't selling an appliance that depreciates. They're selling a platform with 4 monetization pathways activating at different ownership stages. First is household labor replacement, but economics are more significant than surface analysis suggests. American households spend $1,200 to $1,500 monthly on services Optimus replaces. Cleaning services at $120 to $200 per visit bi-weekly, lawn maintenance at $80 to $150 monthly, meal prep delivery at $300 to $400 monthly, home security at $50 to $100 monthly. That's up to $18,000 annually you're paying humans for tasks Optimus handles. Over 5 years, that's $90,000 in avoided expenses. Even at 60% task coverage initially, you save $54,000 over 5 years, achieving payback in under 3 years through cost avoidance alone. But here's the shift. Optimus doesn't just save money on existing services. It enables lifestyles you couldn't afford. Full-time housekeepers cost $35,000 to $50,000 annually, unjustifiable for most families. But $30,000 amortized over 10 years. Coming home to clean houses, fresh meals, maintain property becomes accessible to households earning $80,000 to $120,000 instead of only $300,000 plus. This isn't cost reduction. It's lifestyle elevation through technology, and that market is exponentially larger. Second pathway involves commercial rental through Tesla's robotics marketplace. Small businesses need labor flexibility but can't afford full-time employees. Retail needs extra hands during holidays. Restaurants need dishwashers for weekend rushes. Warehouses need sorters during Prime Day. They hire through staffing agencies, charging 40 to 50% markups or leave money on the table. Tesla's marketplace solves this. You register your Optimus. Tesla handles scheduling and insurance. You collect $60 to $80 daily. At 15 rental days monthly at $70 daily, that's $1,050 monthly income. Push to 20 days and you're at $1,400 to $1,600. The robot pays for itself in 18 to 24 months through rental alone, then produces positive cash flow for 8 more years. You're running a one-robot staffing agency with zero overhead. Third pathway targets elderly care. By 2030, all baby boomers will be over 65, with projected shortage of 151,000 caregivers nationally. Basic in-home care costs $4,500 to $6,000 monthly. Nursing homes run $7,000 to $10,000 monthly. Optimus offers 24/7 monitoring, medication reminders, fall detection, emergency response, and companionship for a one-time cost equal to 5 months of human care. Insurance companies are exploring coverage because economics are undeniable. If Medicare subsidizes robot purchases, and Musk is lobbying for this, You could see tax credits dropping effective price to $15,000 to $20,000. Every family with aging parents becomes potential buyers, and experienced elder care robots become more valuable than factory-fresh units, adding resale value. Fourth is the revenue stream Musk hasn't discussed publicly yet. Every task Optimus performs generates training data. Navigating floor plans, handling objects, optimizing routes, responding to situations. Tesla aggregates data across thousands of robots to improve base AI, but businesses will pay substantial fees for task-specific AI models trained on real operational data. National restaurant chains want kitchen workflow models. Tesla licenses it. Hotel chains need cleaning protocols for 500 layouts. Tesla sells it. As early owner, you contribute to data sets creating commercial products. Expect revenue sharing or service credits for valuable training data. Think YouTube Partner Program, but for robot task data. Now the technical reality. Gen 3 specifications represent genuine breakthroughs. The hands are the most significant achievement. Musk called them harder than Cybertruck, gigafactories, nearly as hard as Starship. Each hand has 22 degrees of freedom controlled by tendon-like actuation, mimicking human biomechanics. This isn't about gripping firmly. It's precisely calibrated pressure, cleaning wine glasses without shattering, cracking eggs without crushing, folding shirts without wrinkling. Industrial arms can't do this because they're engineered for factory repetition, not adaptive problem-solving in chaotic residential spaces. The vision system uses 8 2D cameras, processing data through neural networks trained on billions of driving miles. No expensive LiDAR or pre-built maps needed. It learns through vision and spatial reasoning like humans. When first entering your home, it maps in real time, identifies fixtures and objects, learns patterns, optimizes routes. After a month, it knows your house better than human housekeepers after 6 months. Battery jumped to 22 hours on 2-hour charge. Critical for viability. Early prototypes couldn't complete workdays without interrupting task flow. Now it handles full days or double commercial shifts before overnight recharging. The 4.5 miles per hour speed is perfectly calibrated. Fast enough for efficiency, slow enough for safety. Proximity sensors detect humans and automatically reduce speed 40% while adjusting paths to maintain comfortable space. Grok AI integration is the underestimated capability. Voice responses are slow now, Musk admits, but this is iteration 1. Within 12 months, expect complex conversational commands, detailed status questions, proactive optimization suggestions. Imagine asking, "Did you finish everything?" and getting comprehensive reports with photos, noting vacuum bag needs replacement, suggesting you're low on dish soap, or commanding prepare breakfast like last Tuesday and having it recall exactly what you ate, how eggs were cooked, what time you sit down. This transforms robots from tools into genuine assistants. February 2026 changes everything. Gen 3 launches with 100 daily tasks through self-learning. We're 14 months from mass production, from robots transitioning to consumer products. Early reservation holders receive units first. Those robots will be learning and improving while others decide whether to buy. By late 2026, when general market gets access, early adopters own robots with 18 to 24 months experience and personalized training. Performance gaps could create premium secondary markets for trained robots. Tesla's factory deployment before consumer launch is brilliant. Optimus units work in Tesla plants now, sorting batteries, moving materials, assisting assembly. This proves commercial viability, generates training data in controlled settings before home deployment, where variables multiply. Every factory hour teaches object manipulation, navigation, task sequencing, transferring to household applications. By launch, these aren't untested first-gen products. They're robots with thousands of operational hours across applications. Risk profile is fundamentally different. But here's the question terrifying competitors. What happens at mass production scale? At 100,000 units, a million annually? Cost curves collapse. Musk says at full scale, Optimus costs less than a car to manufacture, potentially $15,000 to $20,000 in production costs. Selling Gen 3 at $30,000 provides 50 to 60% margins, allowing aggressive pricing later. Imagine Gen 4 in 2028 at $20,000 with double capability. Gen 5 in 2030 at $15,000 with capabilities we can't conceive. At those prices, labor markets reshape overnight, and early adoption advantages compound exponentially as your robot gains experience later models learn from scratch. So here's your answer. Yes, a $30,000 robot can generate $2,000 monthly while you sleep. The math is real. Rental income at $70 per day for 20 days equals $1,400. Add $600 in household service savings, and you hit $2,000 monthly. Over 1 year, that's $24,000 generated from a single investment. Morgan Stanley's $200,000 valuation isn't hype. It's financial analysis based on labor replacement economics that Wall Street understands, but mainstream media hasn't fully explained yet. This is bigger than one product launch. Tesla is building the infrastructure for an entirely new economy, where robots work, humans profit, and the gap between those who understand this shift early versus those who realize it late will define financial outcomes for the next decade. February 2026 isn't just a launch date. It's the moment humanoid robots transition from concept to commerce, and early adopters will have advantages that compound for years. But here's what happens next. Gen 3 ships in 14 months. Rental marketplaces activate. Real performance data floods social media. By late 2026, owning an Optimus shifts from future tech to obvious investment, the same way smartphones did in 2010. The question isn't whether this happens. The question is whether you're positioned early or watching from the sidelines. So I want to hear from you. Would you buy a Tesla bot if it genuinely generates $2,000 monthly? What would you use it for first? Drop your answer in the comments below, because this is the conversation that matters right now. If this breakdown gave you clarity on why Musk is pushing Optimus so aggressively, do me a favor. Hit that like button so more people see this analysis. Subscribe to Tesla Zone for deep dives into the technology reshaping your financial future before it becomes mainstream news. And turn on notifications because Gen 3 updates are coming fast, and you don't want to miss what happens next. This is Tesla Zone, where we don't just report the news, we show you how to position yourself ahead of it. The robot revolution is 14 months away. Now you know exactly why it matters. Thanks for watching.